You might think you know everything there is to know about US geography, but I guarantee there are some truly weird, surprising, and fascinating facts that will blow your mind. If you're looking to impress your friends and acquaintances at your next gathering or party, these 15 incredible facts about the geography of the United States are sure to do the trick. So, let's dive right in and start with one of the most intriguing geographic quirks in the country, regarding the state that holds the titles of both the easternmost and westernmost state in the US. That state, of course, is Alaska. This might sound counterintuitive at first because when we think of the United States, we often picture the contiguous states, with Maine in the east and California or Washington in the west. However, Alaska's unique position is due to its Aleutian Islands, a long chain of volcanic islands that stretch out into the Pacific Ocean. These islands cross the 180th meridian, the imaginary line that separates the western and eastern hemispheres. Because some of these islands lie west of this line, Alaska straddles both hemispheres, making it not only the westernmost, but also the easternmost state in the US. This geographic anomaly is a fascinating reminder of how Earth's complex shape and the way we define borders can lead to surprising distinctions. It's an odd title, but one that highlights Alaska's unique and fascinating position on the globe. Moving from Alaska's quirks to a more surprising fact about the relationship between US states and Africa, can you guess which US state is geographically closest to Africa? It might surprise many, but the answer is Maine. Specifically, the easternmost point of the United States, Quoddy Head in Maine, is actually closer to the African continent than Florida. The distance from Quoddy Head to Elada in Morocco is roughly 3,154 miles, whereas the same distance from Miami, Florida, to Morocco is about 4,025 miles. That's a difference of around 800 miles, making Maine the closer point. This surprising fact is primarily due to Earth's spherical shape and the positioning of continents. Florida, despite being farther south, is closer to the equator, while Maine's easternmost tip extends far to the east, bringing it closer to Africa's western coast. It's a perfect example of how global geography and Earth's curvature can produce unexpected results, reminding us that straight lines on maps don't always tell the full story. Another striking aspect of US geography is how uneven the population distribution is across the country. If you were to draw a line just west of San Antonio, Texas, you'd find that roughly 80% of the country's population lives east of that line, leaving only about 20% to the west. This division reflects various factors: historical settlement patterns, economic development, and geographic features. The eastern US is home to many of the country's major urban centers: New York City, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Boston, and Philadelphia, areas that have been developed and densely populated since colonial times. In contrast, the western United States, despite housing large cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, remains more sparsely populated overall. This is largely because of the vast stretches of deserts, mountains, and wilderness that dominate the West, making large-scale settlement more difficult. The rugged terrain, arid climate, and remote wilderness areas have historically limited population growth and urban development in these regions. Today, much of the land west of San Antonio consists of national parks, forests, and protected areas, which continue to restrict population growth and urban sprawl. Speaking of sparsely populated states, Wyoming is a prime example. Known for its vast open spaces, rugged mountains, and mesmerizing wilderness, Wyoming's most notable characteristic is its extremely low population. With just over 580,000 residents, it is the least populous state in the country. Interestingly, Wyoming has more cattle than people, an astonishing statistic that highlights the state's strong agricultural and ranching culture. The cattle industry dominates Wyoming's economy, with beef being one of its key exports. The state's expansive ranches and open plains are ideal for cattle grazing, and roughly twice as many cows as people call Wyoming home. This reflects a broader trend seen in many western states, where large stretches of land are devoted to ranching and agriculture, and population densities remain very low. Now let's take a look at the enormous border the United States shares with its neighbor to the north, Canada, spanning approximately 5,525 miles. This is the longest international border in the world. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the east to the Pacific Ocean in the west, traversing diverse landscapes such as the Great Lakes, prairies, forests, and mountains. This border also includes the boundary between Alaska and Canada, which alone spans over 1,500 miles. Despite its length, the US-Canada border is remarkably peaceful and relatively unfortified. Both countries maintain a friendly relationship with extensive trade and cultural exchange along the border. They cooperate through various agreements, such as the Great Lakes, St. Lawrence River Basin Sustainable Water Resources Agreement, which helps manage shared water resources, and numerous partnerships for protecting parks and natural reserves that straddle the boundary. When discussing the Great Lakes, impossible not to recognize their immense significance. Lake Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario are a vital freshwater resource, holding about 21% of all surface freshwater on Earth. These interconnected lakes contain over 6 quadrillion gallons of water, enough to supply over 40 million people in the US and Canada. Formed by retreating glaciers at the end of the last ice age, the Great Lakes collectively span more than 94,000 square miles. They support diverse ecosystems, provide vital transportation routes, and drive regional economies. Shipping channels connect the interior of North America to the Atlantic Ocean and facilitate trade. To protect this invaluable resource, the Great Lakes Compact, a legally binding agreement, governs their use among 8 US states and 2 Canadian provinces. This agreement aims to prevent overuse and pollution, ensuring the lakes remain healthy for generations to come. Let's shift gears to Colorado, a state famous for its striking rectangular shape. Interestingly, while Colorado's borders appear straight on maps, they are not perfectly so in reality. When Colorado was established in 1876, its borders were intended to follow specific lines of latitude and longitude. However, the surveying tools used back then lacked the precision of modern GPS technology, leading to minor inaccuracies. Over time, as more accurate surveys were conducted, small adjustments were made to the state's boundaries. These corrections are mostly imperceptible to the casual observer, but serve as a fascinating example of how geography and human technology shape political borders. Similar phenomena can be observed in other states, where supposed straight borders have been subtly altered over the years due to advances in surveying methods. Another remarkable fact about US geography is the largest rainforest in the country, not in Hawaii or Florida, as many might assume, but in Alaska. The Tongass National Forest covers over 16.7 million acres and is the largest national forest in the United States. It's also part of the Pacific Temperate Rainforest, the largest remaining temperate rainforest in the world. Characterized by dense old-growth forests of Sitka spruce, western hemlock, and red cedar, the Tongass is home to a rich array of wildlife, including bears, wolves, and salmon. These subterranean landscapes support a unique and fragile ecosystem, including rare species of fish, bats, and other subterranean creatures. Mammoth Cave is not only a geological marvel, but also a cultural and historical treasure, offering insights into natural history, geology, and human exploration. The deserts of the United States are as diverse as its mountains and forests. While many are familiar with the hot deserts of the Southwest, such as the Sonoran and Mojave, there are also cold deserts, like the Great Basin in Nevada and Utah. Unlike their southern counterparts, these cold deserts experience cold winters with snowfall and freezing temperatures. Due to climate change, however, the boundaries of the Great Basin are gradually expanding, as rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns alter the region's ecosystems, water resources, and agriculture. The Great Basin, already one of North America's driest regions, faces environmental challenges related to water scarcity and habitat loss, as its arid landscape slowly encroaches on surrounding areas. This expansion exemplifies the broader impacts of climate change on regional landscapes and ecosystems. Finally, let's turn our attention to Hawaii, specifically the Big Island, unique among US states because it is actually growing. Thanks to the ongoing volcanic activity of Kilauea, one of Earth's most active volcanoes, lava continuously flows into the ocean, solidifying and adding new land to the island's coastline. Over the past few decades, Kilauea's eruptions have increased the island's size by hundreds of acres, constantly reshaping its terrain. This volcanic activity not only creates new land and black sand beaches, but also influences Hawaii's lush landscapes, towering lava cliffs, and fertile volcanic soil. While eruptions can be destructive to nearby settlements, they are also vital for the island's natural renewal and ecological diversity. The Big Island's ongoing growth is a remarkable natural process, an extraordinary example of how Earth's geology continues to shape and redefine our landscapes. These are just a few of the many incredible facts about the geography of the United States, each one revealing how complex, diverse, and surprising our country's landscapes truly are. From the quirks of Alaska's hemispheric position to the rich ecosystems of the Tongass rainforest, the geological marvels of California, and the vastness of the Mississippi River Basin, U.S. geography offers endless fascinating stories, and there are many more facts waiting to be uncovered. So I encourage you to explore your own state or country, learn its unique features, and share those stories. You never know, they might just become the next big topic in a future video or conversation. If you're interested in showcasing these incredible facts visually, you can support this channel by purchasing maps from my store. Every map you buy helps fund future content and promotes a deeper appreciation of geography. Remember, understanding the world around us not only makes us more knowledgeable, but also helps us appreciate the natural wonders and cultural stories that shape our lives. Thanks for joining me on this journey through America's fascinating geography. If you enjoyed these facts, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more interesting insights. You can watch more videos here. Thanks again for watching.